Alrighty folks, take two. We are doing a Showdown Draft League. So welcome to the inaugural League 502 Season 1. It really should be Season 0 because we're experimenting. But nonetheless, welcome. Glad you're here. So, this is an 8-week draft league. We've already done the draft. We've done everything. And today we're going to going over my team and the draft league rules because we're doing things a little bit differently. Probably the biggest difference is the draft itself. The rules were... we didn't have a point system. Instead, we drafted by the tiers. I just want to try drafting by the tiers because everyone drafts by points. And I mean, I'm sure there's a reason for that, but I want to be different. All right. And yes, that is correct. Number of non-restricted Ubers 1. I wanted to try a Juggernaut system. I really like Juggernaut-esque like formats where you build around one Pokemon and that is like your guy, right? So that's kind of the idea we're going for here. So you get one non-restricted Uber, so basically no box legendaries. We built out the sets throughout last week of just like theoretically like what you could do with these, and yeah, basically all the non-restricted guys that just got banned from OU to Ubers you're allowed to get one. Everything else you can get 2 OUs, 3 UUs, 4 RUs, and then no limits on the lower guys. It's a team roster of 10, but every week you're allowed to bring one not undrafted Pokemon in the NU tier below to your matchup. You have to announce it, but you can bring it to your matchup. The point of this being is if you have a bad matchup into the opposing's Uber, you can bring some like niche shitmon basically and flip the matchup on its head. That's the idea of it. So this is like supposed to be a counter, like some kind of like countermeasure to the Ubers basically. I just want to try it out because I derived this idea. The reason I wanted to do this is because I was having fun with fantasy football, and I wanted to build a Pokemon Showdown League, draft league that was more like fantasy football rather than Pokemon, if that makes sense. So this is the rule for this season, and that's a spoiler of what could be coming in future seasons. But nonetheless, that's what we're doing. The tiering system we're using is SVOU. Basically, the entire Smogon rule says SVOU. 8 weeks, and then there are 16 players, straight seeding, 4-team playoff at the end of it. Dry Baton Pass is allowed is the only rule change. Another thing about this league is that it will be a democratic league, so rules might change throughout the weeks, and I will announce those during the live streams because we will have a watch party every Monday night. Most Monday nights, I should say. There's a couple of Mondays. Wait, I can't do Monday nights, actually. Hold on. That's not going to work. Okay, we'll figure out another time. It's probably going to be Tuesday night. It might be Tuesday night now. Either Tuesday night or Monday afternoon. Or it could be late Monday night. Yes, that's what I was originally thinking. It's going to be like late Monday night is when I was thinking. But we might do it Tuesday because I know there's a lot of Europeans in this league. Or people like in the Eastern, like Europe area. This model like is terrible. I was going to originally have like graphics and stuff, but we canceled that because we know I don't edit videos. But maybe we will. Maybe we will for this. This is a Showdown Draft League, by the way. We're not playing it on cartridge. I know most of them are played on cartridge, but I feel like cartridge would make this inaccessible to a lot of people, including myself. So we're doing it on Showdown instead. So that's the league. That's the league. My team, I am the Kansas City Chikorritas. Hang on, I'll pull up a pic. All right, this is the mascot. We're going with the Kansas City Chikorritas. I'm now that I've like made it, I'm considering now changing it to just the Kansas City Chicks, but I don't know. That might be weird since I'm like a dude. So I don't know. We might do a rebrand in the future. Who knows? But that's the idea. So let's go over my team. Because this was an interesting draft. I got the 11th pick of the draft, and honestly, I'm pretty happy with how it went. So, first of all, the Uber. I decided to go for my Uber first. Most people were going for their Uber, and because the Uber is who I wanted to build the rest of the team around, I figured I might as well get it round 1, even though I probably could have waited a couple rounds. But as soon as I got my guy, the next guy was like, "Oh, I wanted that guy," so it's probably a good thing that I got the guy. So, the guy in question is the Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle is, in my opinion, very, very like, it's not super predictable, but it has a very shallow moveset. So the pros for Iron Bundle is it's very strong, it's very fast, there is some set variety, it is good pivoting power, but on the con side, it's weak to Stealth Rocks, it has a very shallow move pool. However, of course, it basically has perfect coverage, which is another pro. There's a few item choices. You don't have to run Booster Energy. The nice thing is we'll get into more of this later, but I drafted a team that is like electric terrain viable. So, but obviously Booster is like probably one of the main. No, I don't even think Booster is the main set of Iron Bundle because it is kind of a pivoting set. Heavy duty boots are pretty good on it. I've seen choice specs on it quite a few times. Scarf isn't really necessary because its natural speed is just so bloody fast already, but I mean, I could see it. I've also seen Life Orb sets, which I don't think are terrible, but you know. Terra, Water, Electric, and Ice are the three main ones I'm thinking I'll probably use. Of course, with Ice Beam, Hydro Pump, Freeze Dry, and Flip Turn, this is pretty much a perfect set, but there's other sets you can run. Instead of Ice Beam, we could run Terra Electric Blast, which I think could be good, especially on electric terrain. Hell, we could set up electric terrain of ourselves if I feel like the opponent is going to go for a swap, or maybe they're going to protect or something. Then, you know, setting up electric terrain might not be the worst idea in the world. Some other options on it also does get Encore, which is pretty cool. I don't ever see a world where I'll use Aurora Veil or Blizzard. But, I mean, yeah, that's pretty much its moveset. It does also have Taunt, which I guess is like niche, but it could come in handy some week depending on the matchup. But, I mean, like I said, it's a pretty shallow move pool. It's a very good move pool, but it's a very, very shallow one. So that's what we're rocking with. Unfortunately, even with an 80 base attack, Iron Bundle is pretty much always going to run special attack. It has pretty much no good physical moves, and I don't know why you'd ever want to deviate from that. It also has a decent Phys Def stat. It has a lackluster HP, so on the SPDF side, it's very, very frail, but it can tank a physical hit or two, so not too shabby. So, Iron Bundle gone in round 1, and then round 2 came around, and somehow Iron Valiante dropped to me. So, Iron Valiante is probably one of the best draft picks you can get because it has so much versatility. It can run, it's a physical attacker, it's a special attacker, it's a mix attacker, it has status moves, it can be fast as hell, it can be strong as hell. It has so much you can do with it, and it has a very deep move pool. So Booster's probably the most common set, but again, there is an electric terrain option on this team. It's not Pincurch, and we'll get into it in a second. But we aren't restricted to Booster Energy. We could run Heavy Duty Boots if we want to run a pivoting set. We could run Life Orb if we want more attack. We could run like Choice Specs or Scarf if we wanted to trick our opponents, which is definitely an option we can go for. Obviously, we have good stabs. We have Moonblast on the special side, and we have Aura Sphere and Focus Blast on the specials, and Vacuum Wave for special stabs. And for physical stabs, we have Close Combat, we have Spirit Break, I guess we had Brick Break, but I'm not sure when you'd ever want to use that. We do have Drain Punch too, but again, I don't really know when we ever want to use that. But just scrolling through here, you can see how colorful Iron Valiante's move pool is. I mean, we pretty much have whatever coverage we want. We got Liquidation, we got the ever so powerful knockoff, we got Shadow Ball, Claw, we have Energy Ball, Fire Punch. I'm just gonna scroll down. We have Grass Knot, Hex, Ice Punch, Leaf Blade, literally Poison Jab. Whatever coverage we might want, we have the eligibility to run. Basically, I can basically bring any Iron Valiant set I want to hard counter the opponent. So, pros for Iron Valiant, extremely versatile, almost like I would say pretty much the most versatile Pokemon in the game. It is good team synergy because of the electric terrain. It has a terrain synergy option, and it's very strong and very fast. On the con side, it's frail. Actually, that's about it. That's literally pretty much the only con to Iron Valiante. It's so good, bro. It's so good, and I'm very happy I got this. Okay, pick number 3. So this is another like good draft mon, and I wanted to get it sooner than later because I didn't want anyone else to get it. And honestly, he's a better terrain setter than the actual terrain setter, and that is Rotom Wash. Rotom Wash is very good for a number of reasons. One, it's a levitating Pokemon, so you don't if you're not running heavy duty boots, you're not going to take damage from spikes and toxic spikes. So on the pro side, you're not bound to boots. You have great typing. You have a terrain setting option, which is team needs. And yeah, that's a pros to it. And also you can run different stat spreads, right? You can run a bulky spread, you can run a fast scarf spread. So there's a lot of EV differences you can run with it. Cons are obviously it's an electric type, so it could get stopped. It doesn't have consistent recovery, which a Pokemon like Rotom probably would want, and I wouldn't consider Pain Split like a consistent recovery, right? The other thing I guess that I didn't mention is it can spread status, multiple different kinds of statuses, right? So the idea with this guy, let's go ahead and fill out the Iron Valiante set. Let's fill out this set too while we're at it. I'll just put a Life Orb on it. The point of the Iron Valiante, wait, hold on. Let me just put the standard for standard. I just want to have something on the record. What would we put for its last move? I'll probably just knock off an Encore, I would think. And then maybe like heavy duty boots. I don't know. Rotom. Well, not electric terrain extender. It's just called terrain extender. The idea with this thing is it sets a terrain. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily going to lead with it, but it has the option to set the terrain. And I don't think this is the best set for it either, but we're just going to put some random shit in at this point because that's not the point of this video. The point of the video is to say who my draft picks were and what my thinking behind them is. So at this point, what I'm thinking is setting up an electric terrain team, right? That is basically the point. I want an electric terrain option. I still want a good team. I've already double overlapped on water, so that's probably not a great move. So I probably shouldn't take any more waters, right? I definitely took more waters. But for now, I think we're good. We have a very strong team. We have a very versatile team. So I decided to keep going with the synergy route. And by synergy route, I mean the electric terrain synergy route, which would mean Hawlucha, Electric Seed, Unburden. And this is probably the most common set. I think I will be running with it. But I mean, that's always subject to change. And whoever is watching my videos and going to play me, I'm not going to run this set. But the Hawlucha is a great Pokemon. Very strong, fast, especially with the Unburden boost. It's so fast, you don't even need to really run Jolly on it. You can run Adamant. Electric Seed giving you a defense boost is great. It allows you to take a hit. Encore is great for stun locking your opponent. CC, acrobatics, I mean, all that jazz. Very fun Pokemon, very enjoyable, love it. I could run a Terra Electric Blast on it too if I really wanted to. We'll see. But I guess it could also have Baton Pass, but I'm not sure what. I don't think Unburden's Baton Passable. I don't think. That'd be very stupid if it was. But it also has Taunt on it, so I mean, not a whole lot of variability. There's also another set that I drafted it for, but we're not gonna like go over it. But I can imagine the real ones know what I'm talking about. Okay, next pick on the board. I'm just full diving into the synergy of electric terrain at this point. I am off the deep end, ladies and gentlemen, but we're gonna go with the the Iron Leaves. Basically, I want some fast. I wanted a grass type for the grass water fire core, and I thought Iron Leaves was kind of an interesting one, maybe a little underrated. So that's why I want to go with it. Very good attack stat, very good speed stat. With the electric terrain, I could boost its attack, but I could also like reduce its attack to there and put the rest on defense or something. And now I have a speed boosted Iron Leaves with the Sword Dance boost. Could also run Trailblaze on it. Who knows? We get really funky with it. But yeah, I don't know. This Iron Leaves was just calling my name, and I didn't want to deny the call. Also, I did do an entire like spreadsheet. In this spreadsheet over the live streams, I did like theoretical like if you draft this Ubers, this is who we might recommend for the rest of the team. And Iron Leads was near the top of it. I don't really know if I agree with the pick in hindsight, but I didn't make any like grace period changes to my team. I just stuck with my gut and stuck with the team. Next up though, this is when things get like kind of garbage timey, because I feel like I've got the main pieces on my team. So I feel like most of the picks at this point are just going to be like niche picks, right? But the Iron Thorns I'm actually very happy with. I love it when Pokemon are able to effectively use loaded dice. Like, and I mean by more than one move with loaded dice. I'm talking 2 moves with loaded dice, and that is Rock Blast and Pin Missile. And Bug is actually a very good tear on Iron Treads because it makes up for its ground weakness. This is another Quark Drive guy, and I just want another like option to run on my electric terrain teams. Unfortunately, I do have the fear that my teams are so electric terrain heavy that my opponent might be like super expecting them, right? So that is a concern, and I will I'm going to prepare accordingly, but that is a concern of mine right now. But that's where we're at. So Iron Thorns just wanted another like strong attacker, loaded dice. Again, I love double dice sets. They're so fun to me. So we grabbed Iron Thorns. And next up, we're like in garbage time, but we're getting some decent picks here. Except this next one isn't the most decent pick. This is a very, very niche option for me. And honestly, I'm not really sure if I agree with it, because it's really only good for one thing, and that's as an alternate unburden user. And it also double stacks my grass types, which I'm also not really sure if I agree with. I'm not a big like grass fan in the first place, so not really sure I like the play I made with this one. But well, again, we stuck it out. We didn't make any like huge changes or anything, so we're rolling with it. Unfortunately, Sceptile is like too frail to get up a Sword Stance, in my honest opinion. 70-85 Spit F isn't terrible though, but yeah, I don't know. I wish it had like, it just needs something, man. It just really needs. There's something missing with it. I don't really know like how to put my finger on it. But Sceptile, like, in theory, sounds like a really fun and awesome Pokemon, but it's in ZU for a reason. And while I think I could get a surprise like sweep with it, I don't think that's going to happen. I think Hawlucha is actually going to be the better pick 99% of the time. So Sceptile was very much a garbage time pick, a pick of I don't know what to do, so I'm going to grab Sceptile since it's still on the board, basically. Next Pokemon, though, I actually feel great about. And by the way, Iron Thorns was suggested to me by someone, I cannot remember who. And Infernape was suggested to me by, I believe, Winterbub. But Infernape's a fun one. Infernape's a great lead option. You could honestly effectively run Blaze 2 with the Focus Sash lead. But you got great stab options, and also with an exact Ditto attack and special attack set. You could run Flare Blitz, or you can run a special set like Fire Blast. You could run Focus Blast, or you could run a physical move like Close Combat. You could run Vacuum Wave, or you could run Mach Punch. You know, so you can basically mix and match what you need, right? Like if you think your opponent's gonna be using a especially defensive lead, they go physical with it on the week. And if you think they're going to go with the physical wall lead, you can go special with it on the week. Basically, it's literally just like it's basically just a lead option, because it has Taunt and it has Stealth Rock, which are both obviously great if you're wanting to lead. You also have Counter, which I probably shouldn't have said anything about because I didn't even know I had that. It has Encore, Knockoff. You can get some like last minute damage off if you want to use Mach Punch or something. It does have Slack off for recovery, but I don't see a world where you ever want to do that. You have Will-O-Wisp and U-Turn as well if you want to use it for more longevity throughout the match, but that's up to you, I suppose. Next pick is actually probably the worst pick of the draft, in my opinion, on my team at least. I got Empoleon. Now, I love Piplup. Piplup's got to be like top 3 Pokemon for me, and I don't think it's number 2 or number 3. But honestly, as awesome as this Pokemon is, I kind of regret the option. It's because I feel like there's a lot of overlap with Infernape, Again, I already have 2 water types, so I'm just not really sure when I would ever use it. I mean, it's got a decent move pool. It's got a very good move pool. Don't get it twisted. So it is good for that. It can stop the setup. Obviously, a great typing in water steel. You run leftovers with it. Probably not elite. You probably don't want to run a leaf stone with it. You run leftovers with it though. You just run some like, I don't know why it thinks that's a set, but okay. You run a bulky set with it. You could even run a mixed set if you wanted to put minus speed, so that way your flip turns go out less. I believe. No, Empoleon lost Scald. I thought Empoleon lost Scald, but that's unfortunate. Got Scald, I would feel much better about this pick. But again, not a bad move pool. And honestly, for a 9th round pick, there's only so much you can grab, right? So, I mean, I can't be too butthurt about the Empoleon pick. It gives me another option for a leader, so that's what we got. And then the last pick, you guys might have caught onto this at this point, but I have not picked a second OU guy. And funny enough, I'll just show you guys the spreadsheet. Spoiler alerts. Nobody, and I mean nobody, that should be orange, by the way. That is the wrong, oh, that is orange? Am I colorblind? I am colorblind. Okay, that's orange. Basically, everyone had already picked all their OU guys in the first 6 rounds. So I didn't need to draft an OU guy in the 7th, 8th, or 9th round. I could wait till the 10th round and just grab something that's already still on the board. And as you guys can see, Iron Treads is the answer. So Iron Treads is a great option for my team. It has so much I can do with it. If I want to use it as a lead, I could use Booster Energy Speed, or actually, I don't think I should reveal that tech. But basically, great move pool. You can run physical or special on it. You can run Volt Switch for pivoting. You can run Steel Beam to kill yourself. You can run Stealth Rock. Let's set it up. I suppose you could use it in the mid game. But I don't know really why you would, other than Rapid Spin, because it doesn't have literally any options to set up. But you can use Rapid Spin. Rapid Spin is actually the main reason I wanted it, because I don't have any other hazard removal other than Iron Treads. No other hazard removal. Nope. So I felt like Iron Treads filled a lot of voids, because Rapid Spin gives me hazard removal. Cork Drive allows me to synergize with the rest of the guys. I didn't have another. This is my first ground type. Not my first steel type, but my first ground type. It's a very good typing. So yeah. Okay. So now on to the potential. That's my team. This is my team right here. My team right here. We got Iron Bundle, Iron Valiant, Rotom Wash, Halucha, Iron Leaves, Iron Thorn, Sceptile, Infernape, and Empoleon Iron Shreds. Preseason, I'm gonna give myself like a B- grade for draft. I feel like I did a good job building around electric terrain, but I feel like electric terrain might not be. Electric terrain's so hard to use this generation, so it might all be for nothing. But that's to remain to be seen. But in the preseason, I'm going to give myself a B-. Now, other Pokemon that did not get drafted that I could potentially use as an undrafted free agent. The first one that comes to mind is Raichu Alola. I actually had Raichu Alola on my draft board, Pokemon I potentially wanted to grab, but I just felt like it was too predictable at that point. And people are already going to be bringing like 3 ground types to my matchups, that I figured it was probably going to be a better pick if my opponent was just not going to bring any ground types, right? So that's why we did it. That's basically why we did it. I just didn't want any like I didn't want any I didn't want another electric type, basically. That's all it really was. And if my opponent's not going to have a lot of ground types drafted, then I'll pick it up as like a free agent, right? But like, as of right now, I didn't really feel like it filled any like voids on the team. So that's why I didn't end up picking it. But I do see it as a potential undrafted free agent Pokemon. Pincurchin is another one I saw as a potential undrafted free agent, but unfortunately it was drafted, I think specifically to block me. I would have really liked to use Pincurchin. I think it would have been fun. Don't think it's that very good Pokemon in the slightest though. So maybe it's like a blessing in disguise that I don't even have the option to tempt me. Nonetheless, I think I would have had fun with it. Another option I had on the draft board was Arboliva. Arboliva was going to be more like synergy to go along with Sceptile and Hawlucha and potentially even Iron Leaves. Just as an extra option of maybe a separate terrain to set up and catch my opponent off guard. I didn't end up drafting it just because I kind of forgot that was the whole point of it, and I thought it was like kind of stupid in hindsight, so I ended up not grabbing it. But if there's a week where I think grassy terrain might have a very good matchup, then I will probably add Arboliva to the team. Another Pokemon I will probably be commonly using as an undrafted free agent is any grounded poison type. So my only problem with this team building that I ended up doing is I don't have a grounded poison. Iron Moth is the only Pokemon, well, Pincurchin was too, but Iron Moth was one of 2 Pokemon that was on my draft board that I was not able to grab, unfortunately. Which Iron Moth would have been insane on this team. Fortunately, and unfortunately, didn't really happen. But there's plenty of good grounded poison types for me to pick in future weeks. Who knows? We might go with the Salazzle. We might go with, I don't know, like an Amoonguss, a Vileplume. Vileplume wasn't drafted, but I think Vileplume might have been drafted. I think Monkey Dory was too. Tentacruel definitely does. Tentacruel would have been another great option. The good thing, I guess, about this one at least, though, is Toxic Spikes are slightly niche. So, it's like not a like super requirement in my opinion, right? It's just like hey, it would have been nice, you know, if I got a dedicated Pokemon. But honestly, if I see my opponent like definitely has like Pokemon that's gonna set up Toxic Spikes, like if I'm fighting Glamora that week, then I'm definitely gonna want to like grab one of these guys for the team. So that's where I'm at, and that's the team. So, oh, I did not mean to move you. I just wanted to like go over there. So that's the team. Hope you guys enjoyed my little overview. My first matchup is tomorrow. I will not be live streaming my matchups, but I will do recordings with it. I will do post-game recordings with them. I'm not sure what all I'm going to do with those videos. I think I'm just going to do a post-game like analysis of my own matchup. And then of course we're going to do the watch party probably late Monday night. If not late Monday night though, we'll do it on Tuesday. And if I'm going to be busy that week, then we'll just have to do it later in the week. But we will have a watch party for every week at some point. That is the goal. With this all being said, on Mondays, unless I'm able to like pre-record on Sundays, which I'm probably not going to be able to, I'm already going to be scrambling to do that with me going back to college town like every single weekend and just being busy in general right now. My uploads might not be as consistent. We might do other content types like there's been weeks where I've counted my shorts as my daily uploads, so that might be the case. We might just have a live stream and we're just gonna have to call the live stream the daily upload. That's what I did last Friday. So that might be the case more going forward here, just because between the draft league and my personal life, there is a lot going on right now. So, but I do appreciate y'all. Thank you very much for watching. I can't wait to do this draft league with the people in my Discord. If you missed out on this first season, inaugural season, you know, we'll see who all sticks around for the second season. And if there's spots that open up, I'll let you. You guys will be the first to know. So that's what we got for today. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully we'll win this thing. Oh, and winner of the draft league will get a free hat. Also, my hats are still for sale in the description below if you guys are interested in them. I haven't really been advertising them, but they still are available. And the winner of this draft league will be getting a Mr. 502 hat. So that's what we got. Okay, have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.